let's talk about the hiring process. So we just started talking about interviewing. Let's take it a couple steps back and talk about hiring, because I want to kind of walk through the experience of somebody that would work for you from beginning to end. So let's talk about hiring. What are you looking for, on a resume? We talked a little bit about the interview process, but I want to hone in a little bit on the resume, because one of the things that I preach to people all the time is every manager has their own preference. Every hiring manager has a preference. Like, every person has their own preference for things. What are the things that you are looking for on a resume from people?
I am not necessarily looking for exact things that they're going to be doing in the position I'm hiring for. I'm looking for keywords. I'm looking for experience. A lot of it is showing initiative. So seeing things that wording is so important on a resume. So try not to make it all past tense. So I want to see that you're currently doing things. And if we're basing it on a resume, whether we do an interview or not, where I look at it as I want to see things that are still happening instead of created or illustrated such and such report. I want to know that you're still using that skill regularly, because that's something I could either ask you about or I could depend on in this role. I'm going to look the experience, and then people skills. So is it they're only putting the technical skills on there? I mean, sure, technical is great. We can learn technical. So people skills is what I want to see. Have you had to do um, deep thought, critical thinking? That's what it is. Have you had to do critical thinking as far as dealing with in my industry, patients or customer service, anything along that line where it tells me you know more about people than just putting them in a spreadsheet. Um, so knowing that I don't have to worry about you and your interactions with the other patients.
Yes. Okay. I love this. And I want to stop on this for just a second, because I think what I've been seeing more often in resumes with soft skills, which is essentially what you're talking about, those people skills, is I'm seeing people put them in a list, right? Like on the side of the resume or whatever. And I like actively tell people, do not put skills on a little list on the side, because it's not applicable. Nobody's going to understand how you've used that. And so I want to get a little confirmation from you that you're looking for it in kind of their statements under their positions of how they are doing that, what they are actually doing, working with people and all of that, right?
Yes. So one example would be for if I'm hiring for one of my front office positions. My office has 20 to 25 people on any given day just in the front office, checking patients in, answering phones, along those lines. And there's constantly conflict with patients. I hate to say it, but it's the medical industry. Some people say the customer's always right, so the patient's always right. Unfortunately, that's not the case. There's going to be conflict that comes up. So underneath, if they've been a customer service representative or a receptionist in a medical practice, underneath there, I like to see something about conflict management with patients, or initiating conflict resolution, something along that line that tells me they know how to deal with people.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I just want to make sure everybody heard that. It needs to be
Mm-hmm.
in the statements, not just in a list
Yeah.
on the side.
Yes.